This presentation will be about geishas and the female usage of art in the body as a method for entertaining men and how this unique role has arisen from the cultural factors in Japan. So first, a little bit of context on geishas and where they came from. The first ones began to appear in large cities in the 17th century. Their meaning of the word geisha in Japan translates directly to artist. But there is a common misconception that geisha are prostitutes, particularly due to the experience of American soldiers during the Second World War. During this time, many soldiers were targeted by prostitutes who would dress like geishas, but these were not real geishas that went through years of training and legitimately serviced clients. However, this led to the widespread belief that geishas were actually just prostitutes, and tarnished the reputation of the art form. The original role of the geisha was not to have sex with the clients. It was to pour tea, sing songs, read poetry, and have conversations. However, this conception of geishas as prostitutes combined with changing societal expectations for women led to the decline of the practice. Only 1,000 to 2,000 geishas are left in Japan, while in the 19th century there were roughly 80,000. Geishas go through rigorous training to become well-versed in various art forms. There have been geishas in Japan that became well-respected poets, dancers, and musicians. But the art is not just the talents that geishas pursue. They themselves embody art in the entirety of their role. Everything from their appearance to the way they are taught to interact with the clients is refined and perfected until it is an art akin to learning an elaborate choreography or creating an oil painting. The goal of the geisha is to embody an unattainable, elusive perfection. And this is reflected in their appearance. The makeup they wear with the white face that depicts flawless skin, the elaborate hair ornaments, and the intricate kimonos all depict a step away from reality, particularly their facial makeup, with a white face that abides by standards of Japanese beauty but takes it to an unhuman level. And their painted red lips depict a stark contrast from reality and the real appearance of a woman. A Kyoto client says, "I have seen how geishas prepare their makeup, but I don't like to. I want the romantic ideal, not the reality." So there are several salient features in Japan that leads to this desire for the ideal rather than what is real, and I will analyze a few. For one, Japanese has a strong emphasis on work. There is a culture of white-collar business salarymen who work up to 80 hours a week and pride themselves in overriding loyalty to the corporation they work for. Inside this work-obsessed culture, there is little time for substantial relationships. Geishas provide an illusion of romance in a work-obsessed culture that has little opportunity for the real thing. Additionally, Japan is an extremely collectivist society where a lot of thought is placed on the effect of one's actions on other people. Members of society are expected not to deviate from the norm, and with this obligation to conform to societal standards, there spurs a strong desire for escape. There are many outlets to unwind from the formality of coded social behavior. Imaginary worlds are created in manga, anime, and video games. Geishas provide a similar experience for clients. They cultivate an illusion of the perfect woman, a simultaneously unrealistic and enticing fairy tale for men to get lost in. However, there are harmful implications of this on the already imbalanced gender roles in Japan. Japan abides by strict gender conventions. With the role of geishas, we flatten out the complexities and humanness of the female personality. Their only purpose is to serve the male and ensure he's happy and entertained. Geishas become well-versed in many art forms, but the purpose of learning these musical instruments and dances are not for their personal interests or the pursuit of the art, but to please their clients. Their body and talents are not viewed separately from the desires of the men that buy their services. However, after World War II, a lot of the gender norms in Japan are shifting, and the use of the woman as an art form solely to please and allow men to escape the harshness of everyday life is no longer so prevalent.